collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are opening a few Scout class blind boxes from the new Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron from Jazzwares. So just like with everything else in this line, there are rares, there are chases. You can see down here it says find the limited edition rare and super rare chases. So there are 8 different figures. I went ahead and bought 12 in the hopes that I'll get a few of the rare ones. We'll see how it goes. You can see I just kind of grabbed the whole box and everything. So it shows you the 5 that are like very easily findable. And then I think somewhere, maybe on one of the sides of the boxes, it shows you like silhouettes for the 3 that are hard to find. So with any luck, maybe we'll find a few of those. A couple of these I wouldn't mind having duplicates of, but I'm sure I'll end up with like all Darth Mauls or something like that. So we'll see how it goes. But you can see the tiny little packaging here. It has the launch edition sticker. Says Series 1. And they're just tiny little blind boxes. So let's go ahead. Let's just get into it. Start opening these up here. So we'll jump right into the first one here. Now I've got these combination of Walmart and Target. So they are available at both stores. And I would imagine at other retailers as well. And it's kind of nice. They come in like a little tray here. So first up we have Ahsoka and her speeder. And what I'll do is I'm just going to go through and open all these. And then I'll kind of do like a review of all the ones I get at the end. So that is our first one. We have an Ahsoka. Let's go ahead and open up the next one here. And it looks like we have another Ahsoka. Right off the bat, we have a duplicate. We are off to a great start. Fantastic. All right, moving on to the third one. Please do not be 12 Ahsokas. All right, we have somebody different. Oh, we got Mando and his speeder. So at least that is a different one. That is not one of the rare ones. As you can see, he's right here on the front. All right, up next we have Darth Maul. So there is at least another different one. And I'm sure these are just going to fall all over the place by the end of this video. Up next we have, looks like another Mando. Alright, we got a clone trooper. Pretty cool. So we only have one more to get out of the normal ones. But hopefully we can get some rare ones as well. Alright, here we go. Here's the Scout Trooper. So we do have a full set of the 5. So now we are looking for rares. Come on, at least one rare would be nice. Looks like we got another Scout Trooper. Don't mind getting duplicates of these. Any kind of troop builder, guys, I don't mind getting extras of. So we'll see how it goes. We have 4 more to do here. We have another Ahsoka. Really like the Ahsokas here. Alright. Next up, we have another Ahsoka. Okay. This is the Ahsoka box, apparently. Well, at least we got a set of the 5. I mean, I can't ask for much more than that. I mean, obviously, I would love a rare. Looks like another clone trooper. All right. So we have one left. So this has not been great. So come on, last one. Be one of the rares. What do you say? And it's another Scout Trooper. So we struck out. We did not get any rares, unfortunately. But at least I've got a couple of the troop builders, so I'm okay with that. I really just have 3 Ahsokas that I don't need. Or an extra Mando, maybe. So it is what it is. But I'll go ahead. I will open up one of each of the 5, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here are the 5 that I was able to get. We'll go ahead and start over here on the left with the Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike. And first thing I want to say is just I love the inclusion of the little flight stands. I think that's a really nice touch. I actually wish some of the larger vehicles came with flight stands, like the Falcon. Would be really, really cool. There's not much to them. It just has a little Star Wars logo, and it just has this little square peg, but it works great. And you can see some of these have pegs over here as well. So I'm wondering if this is going to be some kind of universal thing, and maybe there'll be ways you can kind of stand it up, something like that. So we'll have to see how that works in the future. But I would think it would need something else to peg into to give it kind of a base. But we'll take the Scout Trooper off for the moment, and we can take a closer look at the bike itself. I don't think it has any moving parts or articulation or anything like that, but it's got a lot of nice molded detail, nice paint applications. And then we have our tiny little Scout Trooper. Nicely painted as well. Nice sculpt work. You have the arms that can move around together, and then you have the legs that bend 90 degrees. Now, he can sit on the bike pretty well. He's the only one that has a bike that doesn't have like very obvious footrests. But he does sit on here pretty well, pretty snugly, and then you can kind of put the arms down. And he's not falling off anytime soon, and then we can just go ahead and plug this back up under here. There we go. So very cool. I like this a lot. I got a couple of these. I think there were 3 total, so I have a little army of Scout Troopers now, which I'm pretty excited about. So next up we have the Clone Trooper with the Walker. Not much going on in terms of paint applications here, really just a little bit of green. You do have the gun that can move, though, which I appreciate. That can swivel side to side, and then the legs can move. You can actually pop the legs out. I actually did this by accident when I was trying to get it out of the plastic tray, but they just pop right back in. Really not a big deal. And then we have our Phase 1 Clone Trooper. Not a ton of paint on him either, but I guess that makes sense. He is mostly white. You can see the visor and the hands. And all these figures have the same articulation. The arms move and bend at the waist. But he's kind of got like obvious footrests. You can see this kind of comes in, and that fits pretty snugly there. Let me get this. There we go. So again, not really falling off. Pretty secure. But yeah, very cool. I like this guy a lot. He's the only one that doesn't come with a flight stand, which I think makes sense because he naturally just stands on his own and he doesn't have any trouble standing. Next up we have Mando with his speeder bike. And as you can see, Mando does come with a cape, so you can't really have him fit all the way on there if the cape is attached, but you can absolutely take the cape off. That way he can fit all the way on the bike. It's just a tiny little peg, and there's a peg hole on his back. So we'll just take that off temporarily. But I think the figure looks pretty good. A lot of nice molded detail. At this stage for Mando, his armor is very much cobbled together. So they have the paint applications there to kind of signify like the shoulder pad's a little different. He's got the boots down here. He's got a piece of armor right there. He's got this little strap there around his boot cuff. So he's pretty nicely painted. He got the silver helmet. And then if we take a look at the bike, again, we can take it off the flight stand. There's just a little peg spot right there. And I think this is pretty much the same. I think all of these utilize the same flight stand. But the bike looks good. Again, not really any articulation or anything. But nice molded detail. And then he does have the really nice natural footholds as well. So if we take him and pop him on here, he fits pretty securely. And again, not going to fall off at the drop of a hat. And then we will peg this back in. But yeah, he looks good. Very cool. It would have been kind of fun if they molded like Grogu hanging out here in the back. That would have been kind of cool. But I get it. It's fine. The only problem is there's not really anywhere to put the cape if you want him to be fully on the bike. So just kind of keep that next to him, I guess. Next up we have Darth Maul and his little speeder from episode 1. This has some really nice paint applications. I think they did a really great job here with this kind of green, the tan. This all looks really sharp. And then if we take Darth Maul off of here, he does have his lightsaber there, kind of molded onto his leg like it's hanging from his belt. The face is, not the best, but I get they did what they could. They couldn't really, paint the level of detail onto his face It would have been nice if they could have at least hit the horns with some black, just so that they were uniform all the way around, but I get that on this small scale, that's really, really hard to do. But he looks good, like the robes and everything I think are nicely molded. And then he does bend at the waist. Mine's a little loose there, but not terrible. But he fits on this really snugly. Again, he has the natural kind of footholds so that he fits on really snugly. Like, he's probably the best one so far in terms of really settling into that vehicle, so he's not going anywhere. Yeah, he's really cool. I like him a lot. And then last but certainly not least, we have Ahsoka. And I think this is supposed to be that speeder she flies in that like one episode of season 7. But it looks pretty good. This has some nice paint applications with the yellow. And it's definitely a different speeder from Mando's. I knocked the cape off, that's fine. So you can see it's definitely a completely different mold, which is nice. They didn't try to reuse that, so I appreciate that. And then we have Ahsoka. Now, she doesn't have any lightsabers molded on, which I guess kind of makes sense, because at this point in the show, she wasn't really using them. But I feel like this is kind of her, like, second costume from, like, season 3 onward. So I feel like this isn't quite what she was wearing in that last episode, or that last season of Clone Wars. So, kind of have a little bit of... And I could be completely wrong. It's been a minute. I mean, I did a Star Wars rewatch. Try to say that 5 times fast. Recently, but I've already gone far beyond that, so it's hard to remember exactly what she was wearing in that last season. But I feel like this is her, like, season 3 outfit with a season 7 speeder bike and no lightsaber, so little all over the place. But she fits on there pretty well. She doesn't quite have the feet all the way reach the footholds, but she's still on there pretty securely. So I think these are pretty cool. Honestly, I like these a lot. I wish the rares weren't so rare. I feel like if you buy a full box, you should at least get one rare. I understand some of them are, I think one's rare, one's super rare. But I feel like there should be one per box of 12, but it is what it is. I mean, I really like these. I don't mind getting the duplicates of the troop builders. I think I ended up getting 4 Scout Troopers and 2 Clone Troopers, so I'm totally fine with that. I have 1 extra Mando and I think 3 extra Ahsoka. So, you know, the really named characters, I don't really want a ton of extras. But I mean, I guess I could utilize those bikes for something if I really wanted to. But yeah, these are the same figures from the larger sets. They're totally compatible. So just to show off, here is our troop transport. And if I wanted to take the Scout Trooper, he could absolutely fit into one of these things on the side here. So the figures totally integrate with all the other sets. And actually, I could probably lift this up. And I could probably fit the speeder bike inside if I really wanted to. Oh yeah, that would easily fit in there. So you could have them have a speeder bike at the ready in the troop transport. So you could really fit a ton of figures in this thing. But yeah, all the figures from these little blind boxes are totally integratable with the other sets, which is really cool because obviously they're all the same scale. They're all in scale with each other. So I think these are fun. Like I said, it's just, you know, blind boxes. You can run the risk of running a lot of duplicates, but I think they're $6 a piece, $6 a box, I should say, at Target. And I think they're $7 at Walmart. So a little bit cheaper at Target. Might be where you want to check for these. But Walmart, I did find some too. So I got kind of some. I didn't buy one solid box. I did buy some at Target, some at Walmart, and kind of put them together to make a full box, which is probably why I ended up with so many Ahsoka. If you could actually get like a box of these sealed, you might have a better chance. I don't know how someone would be able to go through and pick out all the rares before you get there, but but yeah, still really cool. I like these a lot. I wish they were a little cheaper. I know price of everything is really going up, but I feel like a $5 flat would be a nice price for these. $6 not too bad. 7's pushing it a little bit, so I think from now on I'll be definitely looking for these at Target. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.